I'm Lindsay, here with Dr. Williams to discuss hybrid learning in the spring. Hello.
Hello, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
What will the classroom experience look like?
It will be vastly different from the experience last year. One, we need to reduce the amount of students in the classroom, so we will have 6 feet apart for your desk, and there will be fewer students in the classroom. So if we're looking at the cohort model, for the kids who would like to return to in person, they will essentially be split in half. So half the students will come on like Monday, Tuesday, and the other half will come on Thursday, Friday. And then remember, there will be students who would choose to remain virtual for the entire time. So that would reduce the number of students in the class. And there are fewer things that you're going to share, if any. Everyone will have their own personal supplies. It's going to be a different feel because we are in a pandemic, and our goal is to make sure that everyone remains healthy and safe.
How should the students prepare when they come back to school?
Number one thing is that we all need to be a part of the health and safety of all. They need to make sure that they have their Chromebooks. So each student has received a device, so they'll need to take that back and forth with them if they choose to do hybrid. In person. They'll have supplies. In general, you will not use a locker, so you don't really want to take so much to school. Those are the basics. And come with the mindset that it's not going to look the same. So even in the hallways, you were accustomed to hanging and gathering and talking with your friends. It's not safe to do that now. So there will be directional signs for students. Certain hallways will have certain pathways. So we need to, honor those and honor social distancing, making sure that we're washing our hands and we're wearing our masks. Masks are not optional. The nose and the mouth needs to be covered at all time. Students will have mask breaks, though, but that will be scheduled throughout the day.
And how will transportation work?
So once we get the survey back from parents, transportation will, set up the routes. We will have fewer students on the bus, and students will load from the back to the front. So if you're the first stop, if they pick you up first, you will sit in the back, and then it will just fill in all the way up. But again, spreading kids out and fewer kids on the bus.
Will siblings be scheduled on the same day?
Yes, that is our goal. So if parents choose to have all of their children attend in person, so we're looking at them to, be part of the same cohort. So they'll be part of cohort A, whether they're in elementary, middle, or high school.
Would staff be taking temperatures when we go back to school?
What we're going to do is what's pretty common throughout our county is we're going to have self checklists, and parents will complete those via Frontline, and that information will come out later to just let us know if your child is exhibiting any symptoms. And we do ask, and it is mandatory that your child would remain home if they're not feeling well, if they're exhibiting any symptoms, because we do have the online option, so the child can just log on via the remote learning app, and then they can receive instruction that way. But it's very important that if children are exhibiting any form of symptoms, that they do stay home. Now, we do have thermal scanners in each building. Some buildings have multiple thermal scanners. So that's a way for staff to check temperatures as well.
How will lunch work when we have it?
It's going to be different from your meal choices. At the moment, it will be prepackaged. You will be spread out 6 feet apart. And it's very important when you're eating that you're 6 feet apart and also you're facing the same direction. So some buildings will need to use the classrooms, lunchrooms, and other large spaces like the gym, because we still have to promote social distancing.
Will there be enough room in the class to spread 6 feet apart, depending the amount of people in a class?
Yeah, so if you have a class of, let's say, 25. 5 of your students remain home fully virtual, and then you have you just have the 20 left, and you'll split them in half. So you'll essentially just have like 10 kids in a classroom. And with the custodians have already set up the desk, and they have set them up 6 feet apart. So there will be enough space in the classroom to promote social distancing.
Will we have to bring our own disinfectant wipes and clean our desks when we enter class?
We do have PPE. We have wipes. We have hand sanitizer. We have foam soap. We have the sprays. We do need older children. I'm sorry, you guys are all babies to me. The older students, we would need you to participate in keeping everyone healthy. If you want to bring your own wipes, like I'm a mom, I would send wipes with my child so that my child can wipe down their own space just for their own comfort as well. But each space will be wiped down, especially at the high school level, because you guys transition from from room to room. So it has to be clean between each class. But we will have soap, wipes, hand sanitizer, and everything that's needed to keep the classrooms clean.
Will we have to wear masks and gloves everywhere in the building until we return home, or just in certain spots?
Masks are mandatory. Gloves are optional. I mean, if that's what someone wants to do. When you wear gloves, you still want to be mindful that you still need to keep your hands clean. We don't want to have a false sense that, okay, I have a glove on, and then you start touching multiple surfaces. So the big thing is to keep your mask on and wash your hands and use hand sanitizer often.
How will mask wearing be enforced?
Um, it's mandatory. And if people are unable to adhere to the guidelines, then they will have to participate in virtual learning.
What will a teacher do if the student shows symptoms?
Send this child, contact the nurse's office, and send the child to the nurse. Each building will have an isolation room. So if children are exhibiting symptoms, then they will be placed in a different area, awaiting parent pickup.
Will schedules change as an effort to make classes smaller in order to social distance?
Schedules will remain the same because students will be divided in cohorts, cohort A or cohort B, as well as students remaining home. So we will be able to socially distance everyone while maintaining the current schedule.
How will the transitions from class to class be due to the normal traffic in the hallways?
Each building, the principals are working on that. Elementary, the kids pretty much stay with their teacher. It depends really on the building and the space in the buildings. So all of our buildings are not exactly the same. So it may look different in each building. But the principals are working on those things right now. The traffic flow, we do have markings for the hallways to help with social distancing and direction as well.
If someone gets sick, where will they stay until they are picked up?
They will stay in the isolation room.
If a teacher gets sick, will there be enough subs?
We do have a sub pool, and our HR department works very hard to make sure that we have subs. We are working on plans, and we cannot operate unless we're fully functional. So if teachers are out sick, we do have subs. If we're able to function in open school, we will.
Thank you for talking with us today, Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Lindsay.
And thank you all for watching.
Have a great day. Stay well.